first went out to Hayes Industries, the white always wanted to tell these racial jokes and stuff like that. And then they had a habit of going to bristle your head, so your hair. They'll sort of show that they want to low-rate you by doing things like that. Then they want to goose you in the butt. That's another thing that I couldn't tolerate them doing, but they have did it. And when they did, I was the type of person that rebelled against what they do. So I started grabbing their hand and wanting to hit them and everything else whenever they did me that way. Then they had it off that I was a troublemaker. That's a label that they give me later on. I was a troublemaker because I didn't go along with that. Being called out of my name, because I know if I let them call me out of my name, they're going to call me something I really don't want to be called. And it's going to cause a conflict where I might get fired. And my first thing is not to do anything to get fired, because I know I needed that income to raise my babies, family. But anyhow, I remember this one guy named Joe, and he was an old man, and there was only about 4 blacks. They worked at the shop when I was first hired in, and they couldn't go up in rank or anything. They had to stay at the level that blacks had to be in, and they had to sweep in the floor. And stock handling was the best job that blacks had in the shop. And I heard the other shop was the same way. They give us jobs sweeping the floor to get a job in the shop. Stock handling. The about the only 2 that they would put us in the capacity of doing. And there's an old black guy named Joe, and they used to goose him quite a bit because of the way he acted when he was goose, you know. And they got a kick out of just goosing him, and they would get a bunch of them together so he had something to laugh about. And I got angry. Every time it happened, I got angry because nothing I could do about it. So sometimes when I see they're going to do that, I'll just go walk somewhere else just not to see it be done. But it built up inside of me that I hope when I'm going to try to do it for me, because I might get fired, and I don't want to get fired. Yeah, I don't want to get fired, lose my job. So every now and then, why don't we try? So when I stop them right then, tell them, hey, I don't play that. Don't call me out of my name. And my name, I tell them what my name is. 2 names I prefer to be called. And that's it. And don't call me no other name. And don't put your fingers where it don't belong. Or your hand, or your feet. Now I remember that one time I was in there working, new guy. Went long getting hired in. And I'm the type of person to speak to everybody. So I spoke to him 2 or 3 times, and I noticed he never spoke back to me. So I said, well, he's a white guy, don't want to be spoken with by a black person. So I'm going to have to sort of leave him alone and not speak anymore. Yeah, so anyhow, they hired, at that time, they hired some women's in there. Came out that the shop had to hire some women for, what do you call it? Women's lib going on there, where you had to hire some females. Yeah. Anyhow, they hired these young white women. About 3 of them, I think, was hired in there at that time. One of them was a redhead. So one day, on this line, broke down. So we had to sit around for a while until the setup man fixed the problem on the machine. So while we were sitting around, they'd get to talking. So me and this woman next to me, on the job next to me, naturally we got to talking to divide our time. And then here come this guy that never spoke to me, that showed me he don't want to speak to me. And all of a sudden he thought he owned my behind, I guess, because he's gonna kick me. Like he knows me, like we play all the time like that, you know what I mean? So here he come down the aisle. I see him coming, she was standing here, I'm here, and we're talking life and going on about something, I forgot what it was about. And I seen him, pass her where he was coming down the aisle. So something just told me to, Gene, watch him, because he act like he might do something. So we were still laughing and talking about something. And all of a sudden, the corner of my eyes, when he went past like this here, the way he's acting, I figured I better keep my eye on him. He went to kick me. His foot come up like he's gonna kick me. And my reflex took over and grabbed the bottom of his feet. And I left him dangling in the air. And he was just dangling, trying to stay on that other feet. And I told him, I said, I always knock every damn teeth out of your damn mouth. I said, what make you think you own my ass today? I was just playing. I said, you don't play with me. You don't even speak to me.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You play with me. We're playing. I said, you don't even speak to me. I said, you don't own my behind. I said, if you ever do it again, I'm knocking all the teeth out of your mouth. And then I let him go then. So I ain't gonna have to worry about him no more.
Like, I can't mess with this one.
That's right. I said, now he ain't gonna be trying to put his finger in my behind and ruffle my hair and old Black Joe and all that shit they talk about in the shop. Trying to disfigure you, just discriminate against you in ways like that. Yeah, so I try to keep them off my back. They say they can have a right in the office anywhere else. I'm a troublemaker. If that's a troublemaker, then I am.
That's what I am, man.
Keep your damn fingers in your hands and feet, and name calling, keep it to yourself. White guy came out of the office laughing, going on talking about pointing at me. Said he got in trouble and they called him in the office. And then he comes back pointing at me saying, you know who the big troublemaker is here in the shop? He said, I just found out. And Gene, you're top of the list.
He done solved the list.
That's when I know that they had a list of troublemakers.
Yeah.
They had me top of the list.
Top of the list.
Yeah.
Like, anybody stand up for themselves. You
stand up for yourself and they put you top of your list being a troublemaker.
He's like, hey, if the shoe fit, I'll wear it.
Yeah.
Because I ain't taking this mess.
Yeah, I said, you're damn right, I'm proud. If they want to call me a troublemaker, I said, I'm proud to be a troublemaker. I said, because I keep people like one that messing around, doing the wrong thing, keep them doing the right thing. And respecting an individual. Instead of disrespecting somebody. They made it awful hard for a black people to get a job driving a lift truck. I know Al, when he first got that, he's the first one that got a lift truck. And that was because it's so dangerous that thing was. You go backwards on it and steer it like this with a handle, and steer that thing, had a platform on it. Where you put your crates and stuff, You're up under it, pick it up, take it away, and then you gotta steer it. Your hands back here. You gotta fight for respect. Sometimes to get respect, you gotta fight for it. Not that somebody's going over you without showing that you don't appreciate it. You gotta fight back. Anyhow, I started asking for. I had two babies to take care of and a wife, so I wanted to make more money, as much money as I could make, so we'd have a better living. And they wouldn't let me advance no kind of way, because they want to keep us down there sweeping floors. Yeah. Anyhow, I talked with the ones that had the seniority, black, that had the seniority, that I know they could get better pay and better jobs. And I tried to talk them in. When the bid come up for those jobs, to bid on it. And they know by the company's reaction over the years that they was prejudiced and they didn't want them on those good jobs. So that's why they never bid it. So I talked them into bidding and how it would be help them with their families' income and stuff like that to make more money, and they make them sweeping the floor. But their excuse was, they don't want us there. The white man don't want us at capacity. say, well, I'm satisfied because at least I got a job and making some money. And you know they don't want us in that capacity, you know. And I thought that was terrible. Anyhow, that's what I was told at the time. So when I seen them go hire some more men in, I put my bid in to a job, one of those jobs. Then I had to question it because they wouldn't let me have it. And my bid should have been good to get the job. And I goes in the office and complained about it. I went to the union. After I got in the union, then I went to the office and complained about how come I couldn't get that job, you know, because I wanted to make more money. And I think I'm qualified because some of these guys I went to school with, white guys that came in there, and here they was, run these machines and shit. And here I am with a broom in my hand, sweeping the floor. This don't make sense. So I go in there and tell them, wait, how come I didn't get that job I bid it on? I said, I got seniority now. Like that, he said, well, no, I said, yeah, we don't, how you put it? You gotta be skilled or something. We work on machines, you gotta be a skilled. I said, I had skill, more skill than they got. Yeah. I said, I've been at that school, the old prison, NYA, I think they call that back there. I said, I did learn about the lathe, and like that there, and I said, but I know these guys that went to school. I said, they ain't got no education, no more than I have. Yeah. I said, and they, as far as I know, I said, they didn't was taught anything on machines like I was. Because I taught with them, you know, because I know they ain't been to that school at NYA. But me and Jesse, we went, so we brought that out. We went to that school for another trade. Yeah, so they don't been around that, so I had to go to the union. And I told him, I said, well, I'm protesting this, you know. I said, because that ain't right. You know, how do you haul around? You want to go with the white superiorities your way, like that, you know. But anyhow, winds up, got all that happened. Winds out that I won out. But they seen I wasn't going to stop, because we went all the way from Lansing, I think it was, then Detroit, to the CEO office. It was that we had to go higher than they've been going in Jackson to get recognition. So that came on, so somehow they didn't have the voting on something that I won out. So now they come and they tell me before I left that day, Thomas, you're going to be on the first shift tomorrow, and can you make it? And I said, yeah. He said, and you'll be on a machine, on a press, punch press. I know then I got, you know, what I wanted. Get off that, make more money, get off that damn sweeping broom and work on a machine. Right. Yeah, and then I go and tell the other blacks there, like I said, give all kind of excuses. You know they don't want you there, and I don't want to make no trouble, blah, blah, blah. Some of them did, all of them did. I know one did. Yeah. Anyhow, so I told him, I said, you know, so I got that job, like that there. Like it was nothing to them. I said, and they all tried to get him off that job he had, because he had a dangerous job that they had him on for a long time. I tried to get him off there, and I did get him off a couple of times. But you know what they did to keep him on that job? They'll find an older person with more seniority. Day or two, or a year or two more seniority, bump him off as soon as he get on the job that he paid much more money than he was making. So he had way more seniority than I had, though. Yeah, he did that a couple times, and they made sure that they wanted him on that twister, because he was good on that twister. But it's so dangerous. One white guy had his whole arm taken off in that damn twister. That's why everybody was scared of that job. That's why they wanted him on it, because he would do it. The rest of them, no, they didn't want that job. They won't lose their arm. They'll take a chance on losing their arm or their hand and stuff like that. A lot of that went on in the shop where they just kept blacks always down, where they want us at, sweeping the floor.